Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're keeping it pretty chill, just a little cook with me video. So for your tofu parm, you want to start with some pressed tofu. You don't have to worry about completely draining it, but get it remotely dry. I'm cutting mine into 2 big slabs, and then we're going to bread it. I'm starting out with just some plain breadcrumbs. Watch out for seasoned breadcrumbs at the store. They tend to contain cheese. Fun fact. So we're just going to season these up ourselves with a little salt, a little pepper, garlic powder, dried parsley, and then I like to add a little bit of paprika at the end for some color and just a little bit of dimension. And I'm only using about like a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs with, about a teaspoon of each seasoning. And then a 1/4 teaspoon for just like salt and pepper. And then we're just gonna bread it. Truth be told, I don't believe you need any sort of mixture for your tofu before breading it, kind of like an egg wash or something. I've just found that it's not necessary. As you can see, the breading sticks just fine. I like to get it all over. And if you wanted these to be even crispier, if you're not into that like thick tofu texture, by all means, you can cut your steaks into thinner slabs, and then you'll have, even more surface area for all that crunchy goodness. But yeah, I don't think an egg wash or anything, faux egg wash is totally necessary. As long as you're delicate and not rough in the pan, the breading will stick. And so I'm just heating up a little bit of oil in a nonstick skillet, putting my tofu in it and letting it do its thing. And then while that is going, we're going to prep our polenta that we're going to be serving it over, or rather grits, because mine are a little thicker. But yeah, I'm just filling up a 1/4 of a pot with some water, putting some salt in, and then attending back to my tofu steaks, getting them flipped. And don't worry, if your pan if it sops up all the oil, you can just add a little bit more and get it going. I really like to make sure each side is crispy crunchy, especially since we're going to be putting it over something soft and then topping it with sauce as well. Back over to our polenta. I'm just adding in about like 1/2 cup, but don't be like me and forget to have your whisk handy. Make sure you're whisking as you're pouring it in so that you don't have any of these clumps. As you can see, mine will eventually thin out, but to prevent that initial clumpage, just be sure to be whisking while you're putting it into the pot. You can also make this with a base of, instead of just water, into vegan chicken broth or veggie broth for that extra saturated flavor. But I didn't want that competing with the tofu this time, so I just stuck with water. I am adding a splash of oat milk here. You can use any non-dairy milk. I wouldn't really recommend coconut milk, but any other neutral milk, and then just letting that steam for like another 5-6 minutes. Then I'm putting in more milk to kind of thin it out again, a tablespoon of butter, and cheddar shreds. That is where the cheese for our parm is coming in. Again, I don't want the tofu to get soggy, so I wanted to omit putting cheese on top of it with the sauce and on the polenta. So I put the cheese in the polenta. And I like mine pretty thick. I really don't like a runny, thin polenta, so I'm keeping it pretty thick here. And again, I'm using that coarser ground meal. After that, we're pretty much good to go. You just have to heat up some marinara on the side. This is enough to serve 2 people, very generous portions. It's It's one of my favorite comfort dishes, especially in these, as the weather gets colder. It's just so warming and nice, and it looks so beautiful when you put it together, as you can see here. It really does look like, one of those like restaurant quality dishes, but it took no time to make. You're just frying tofu and then, basically just having water come to a boil to make your polenta. It's so easy and so flavorful. And I really hope you guys like this. I hope you also like this style of video too. Wanted to keep it chill, try something different this week. But I will talk to you all next time. Now let's get on to that yummy, yummy footage.